everybody, this is Larry Kirshner and we have a special video for you today. We're going to show you all the props we're selling, and I got my buddy Nick with me. Say hi, Nick.
What's up?
So I actually will be out of town all of next week. So you can text me, you can talk to Nick. Everything is for sale in one whole lot. Make an offer, or you can buy everything individually. But we do need people to come get it. We have it all sitting outside for a reason, okay? There's too much stuff to put inside. A little bit of rain is not gonna hurt any of this stuff, but we do want people to come get it and get it quickly. So we're gonna not necessarily talk about, okay, we're not gonna necessarily talk about all the prices. Some of this stuff is brand new, some of it is used, some of it's beat up, some of it needs some work. Now, before I get started, I want to say that there's a couple things that are over at Creepy World that we did not bring over here. So you're gonna have to use your imagination. One is a brand new Distortions, and I don't know the names of these things, but it's like where the actor wears like a gargoyle suit and it's red and it has wings, and then the actor comes running at you. It's brand new, bought it, never used it, okay? You can make an offer on that. There's another thing that's from Distortions, and it's the same thing that was for sale in that auction over in Illinois, and I don't remember what it is, but it's like a big giant like demon head, and it moves side to side and it lifts up. Okay, it's pretty much gone. The body is somewhat still there. The mechanism, there's nothing wrong with it, a little bit of surface rust, and it's a big mechanism, and you can buy it and put whatever monster you want on it, okay? So those are two things that I know for a fact are over at Creepy World. Now, what we're gonna do is we are going to show you some of the animations. Some of these are brand new. They were bought with the intent of using them, and then it turned out that for whatever reason they were too big and we couldn't use them or whatever. Okay, so let's kind of go through it. All right, for one, right off the bat, we have these two animations. They are brand new, they have never been used, and they lift up that big old centerpiece. It was going to be used in the darkness this year. We actually had it in the building and it just wasn't going to fit. We have this vine animation from from Dark Raven. And here you can see the whole mechanisms here. When it's just the chain has to be put back on, it actually works. Was in my greenhouse, it's sitting out here. And by the way, when you see this, that's just surface rust that comes right off it. There's no rust per se, okay? It's just surface rust. We have this animation right here.
Tell them that one's exclusive?
Yeah, this one's exclusive.
You can't get those anymore.
You can't what?
You can't get them anymore.
Nope. And then this one, the snake comes out and it shoots water on you. I know this came from Unit 70. Okay, comes with the coffin.
Did you show them the Distortions wing?
Where's the wing guy? Hey, Nick, what is over at Creepy World that we didn't bring over here?
It's a drac in the box. It's like a big bat that comes out of a coffin. And then there's one poison props guy, and his intestines are coming up out of him and they're wrapped around his neck. And he's like...
But there's also that big Distortions monster.
Oh yeah, it's I don't remember what it's called, but it was one of the ones that they sculpted on making monsters. It's the big demon. Bennett's Curse has one. You have one.
But it's in rough shape.
Yeah.
But it's still a good mechanism.
It'd be cool to get your hands on it, just because they are really expensive. I think they're like 15 grand new, and it'd be a cool prop just to refurbish, because it's like, you know, it's a huge prop, and it's like the base is probably. It's probably like 5 feet by 5 feet. I mean, it's huge, man. Like, leans forward, it's got all of its parts.
And by the way, I'm gonna show you on my phone because I have a picture of it. So not everything could we get over here.
It's not in this one, but there's a Distortions wolf in here, but I think you're keeping him, right?
Okay, so we're going through my phone here. Okay, that's not it. Here it is right here.
It's called Demon Fury, that's what it's called.
So we have that piece right there. So there you have it. Now you know about that.
There's a wolf in there, but I don't know if you want that.
Yeah, we have this wolf in here, but we're gonna keep this. This is going to go to Creepy World. So we're gonna keep that.
And then this is you got the clown puppet in here too, but those wings are from Distortions. They're like an actor-matronic.
How much was that brand new?
$5 grand, I want to say.
Yeah, $5 grand. It's never been used. We also have this puppet. It's all here, including the stand that holds it up. It's in pieces. We took it out of the haunted house. It was working fine.
Yeah.
You'll have to wire it back together. It has a couple issues with some
Eyes spin.
eyes spin. If you watch any video of Terror Visions, you'll see it working. So right now it's just in here. The thing brand new. I think Gorglore was selling for like $19,000. So make me an offer. You could do a little bit of touch-ups on the hands because when they literally brush up against stuff. Now this one was built different than the one that that Gorglore had in his booth, because I had mine built so that the hands couldn't go out far and wide. Okay, so that you could use it on an indoor haunt. All right. Oh, so we're selling that. And just so we can get on the same page, we're selling this stuff because we're buying a lot of new stuff, but at the same time of buying new stuff, we're making room in these containers. So like we're overloaded with stuff, just so you know. I mean, look at all this vacuum form just sitting out everywhere. So we're just trying to make room. We're cleaning out everything, and that's what we're doing, okay? I mean, it's just that simple. That's what we're doing. Now, we're gonna get over here. Some of this stuff looks worse than it really is, but I guess we need to come up here. So Nick did some work to look up all the prices for me. This is a Jack-in-a-Box from Unit 70. It works. It could be repainted. This is a reindeer puppet. His nose broke off. I mean, it literally broke off the same day that we got it, if you want me to be honest. But it is a puppet, and you can see the mechanism over there. You're also gonna see another puppet over there. That was perfectly working. There's nothing wrong with it. It was in Creepy World. It was indoors, and it's like, you know, like I don't know what it was, like some sort of like frost monster, and you can see the rail it hangs on. That was a Gorglore piece. We have all these snowmen. This is an animated snowman from Unit 70, and yes, it's a perfect refurbished project. We have this fat guy, these hanging bodies. This was from Ghost Ride, I know that. Hey, see if you can lift that up, Nick. Man, I don't even know if we should sell that. That's a really cool piece.
Yeah, I mean, it's like basically brand new.
What?
It's basically brand new. With like,
Yeah, it is brand new. We need to take that
so
inside.
It just holds up, and you can see.
So it looks like a fake Santa that's been kidnapped. And so that's like a brand new prop.
This is Ghost Ride too, right here.
These are Ghost Ride.
These are Unit 70.
These are Unit 70 bodies. And this was probably my favorite animation that I ever bought, actually. It's this gingerbread man. It was made exclusively for me, and it works perfect, by the way. And he leans off the table with a knife. And he scared me 1,000 times. And it works perfectly. And you can see all the snowmen. These are snowmen from Gorglore. This is the animated snowman from Gorglore. You can see the controls. His arms have been broken off. They need to be it needs some work. This is a poison props like Krampus that jumps out of the wall. This is a Mrs. Claus, and it looks like her wig is missing. And I think she's just a prop. And you can see all the snowmen's arms are over here. Yes, I know it looks like a big disaster, but this is pretty much the animation. Like if you bought it brand new from Gorgalore, other than reattaching the arms. The other arms just fit in here, and these are the only animated ones, along with his mouth. You can see the holes where the arms go. The arms are right there. Now, this is a body from Unit 70. And then we've got these kids. These are Unit 70. Can you pull up his face?
Riley, I had to get on to Riley. I was like, why are you carrying that kid with his
Just stand him up so he looks better. There you go. He's fine. There's nothing wrong with him.
That's a hanging meat. That's a guy.
That's a hanging prop from Fright Props. And then this is an animation from Poison Props as well. And then here's some kids, an elf, another elf. And then this is an animated, oh, this actually works. And it actually is scary. It looks like a present. It was made by Unit 70, and an elf with a present jumps out of the box.
Got a bunch of Ghost Ride heads.
You know, yeah, and then some of those might be from Ghost Ride. Those are hanging heads. They're all Christmas related, okay? Then we have this giant clown from Unit 70. And I don't know where the bottom of them is over there. Okay, now here's another animation from Unit 70, no, from Poison Props.
Comes out of the ceiling.
He comes out of the ceiling, and then there's another one down here, right here, another animation. And then this is an animation from Unit 70. It's a snowman, or it's a Santa Claus, and he strikes forward with his axe. You can see his axe. And then these are...
example of a Ghost Ride Christmas head. But all those, there's probably 10 of them or so.
Now we also have this Krampus right here. And this is like pretty much in great condition. And the kid kicks and screams. And it's like Krampus hauling off the kids. This is another snowman. He's actually in really good shape. But you can see the latex is really good. He definitely could be repainted. This is a giant Krampus from Midnight Studios. He needs his he needs a little TLC for sure, but he's actually something that you could easily fix up if you're into it, and then you just have to get the fabric for his arm. There's a bunch of Frozen kids. Nothing wrong with any of them. And then you have this elf over here with guts hanging out a present. You can see it right there. Now this is a brand new from Scarefactory, and you can see it right here. This has never been used. It was going to be used in the darkness, but we determined that it was too big. And how much does this cost brand new?
They're $14,000.
$14,000. And he's brand new. He's never been used. This is another animation from Scarefactory. I know it works. There's nothing wrong with it, but you can see the latex is falling off of the arm. I mean, that could easily be fixed. And I think he had a chandelier. You hang something off that chain and he swings it around. And then you can put a weapon in his hand. This, and then you can see the control board right there.
His pitchfork is over there somewhere.
His pitchfork is here. This is a big pumpkin monster from Unit 70. We have had it for a long, long time. We've decided to move on from it. It's actually really cool. And it works, right?
It looks smaller right now, but when you see it in person, it's like...
How tall do you think it is? Like 12 feet?
It's probably taller than 12 feet.
Taller than...
It goes up to those windows in the barn, in the hayride, that big barn.
And then this is another animation. It's pretty much like, just like if you bought a brand new one. It could be repainted for sure. Its knife is broken off, but we broke the knife off because it actually will stab you. And I just thought it was a little dangerous, so we broke it off. But it's all there. What is this?
It's the legs.
Okay, so this is the legs that go to that.
So you connect to that and then each leg.
Where's the controller for it?
I think it's on his back side. It's mounted to his back.
Okay. Now, we also have this prop right here. This is from Scarefactory as well. And, I mean, it's essentially brand new. There's nothing wrong with it. It could, you know, you could repaint it if you wanted it to. There's the controller. It springs up. Did we ever have to fix this one?
Yeah, but the way I fixed it, it takes away any of the problems. The problem was they welded the bolts down here on the bottom, the shoulder bolts. So every time he'd go off, he'd slowly start untightening it. So we cut that off and then added a thicker steel beam in there so that it wouldn't, you know, give out.
Okay. Now we also have this rat that's seen better days. It's from Unit 70. It was in the Limp Brewery. Now, and I've said this to a guy who looked at this is just surface rust, okay? There is no steel damage at all, okay? You just literally can blow it off. But yes, it was in the Limp. The mechanism still's fine. You would have to put a different monster on it.
When we were taking him out earlier, we had to put zip ties on him because he was still sliding so well that when we carry him, he'd slide out. So it's just mechanism.
Now we have this dancing bride and groom. And that's exactly what it does. It dances. They would need probably a whole new control system.
Yeah, they like spin around.
Yeah, he spins. She takes a bow. So she has a piston in here.
So
like that.
In and out, it is left and right, and they spin.
Yeah, and it goes.
It looks like they're, you know, dancing.
If you had a Pepper Ghost, if you had a two-way mirror, that thing would be incredible. Like as a ghost, just like at Disney's Haunted Mansion. Now, this is an animation that actually works. It just looks terrible. It was in the Limp. Things get beat up in the Limp. He needs, basically his mask is fine. He needs new clothes. He needs a little TLC, but he actually works. And at the Limp Haunted House tour, he was jumping out. So he works. TLC is what he needs, right? For somebody who wanted to put on a new body, and you want to get some Rust-Oleum paint, and you want to repaint this to look all black again, I mean, it would be like having a brand new animation. We also have this werewolf. We don't have a control for it, but this I believe was from Scarefactory.
Yeah.
And it still works just fine. His bottom jaw needs to be kind of reattached.
He jumps up. So he's like,
yeah, but see, he jumps out at you. Yeah, here we go. Just like that. A little TLC, and he's back in action. We also have all new clowns from Unit 70 that we never used. Now we're gonna go inside the haunted house. And we are going to check out some other props for sale. Now, understand everything's for sale, okay? So, call us immediately and be here quickly and take it away. This is a multi-motion animation from Life Formations. It needs a little TLC, like his eyes have recessed back a little bit. We've actually fixed those before, but you program this and he's like somebody that talks. And on Life Formations website, he was called Socrates. All right. None of those animations are for sale. Those are things we're gonna eventually redo. And then if we come over here, okay, so as we continue with this video, we're gonna get into some ones that are brand new, okay? And some that have been used, but used in the darkness. Now, here's an animation that's brand new. This is from Poison Props. We're not going to use it. We're gonna sell it. This is like something you would hang and it would kick and thrash around. It was gonna be used in the darkness, the new scene. We decided not to use it because we didn't have enough space for it. So this is for sale. This prop here is from Gorgalore. This is a big puppet. We have the track for it. It was working fine. Matter of fact, we didn't really even use it that much over the last 2 or 3 years. But he's all here. I know you can't really tell too much, but he attaches to the ceiling and an actor like maneuvers him with these poles. And he works perfectly. There's nothing wrong with him. Then we have this animation right here with this wall. And it's a poison prop and it comes out of the wall. All right. Moving along, we have some brand new animations over here. Now I will tell you that this shower mechanism right here came with another animation we bought. We don't want it, so we are more than happy to sell this shower aspect of the animation. We kept the animation, we just didn't keep the rest of it. This is a brand new animation from Poison Props. You can see that. Okay, it literally jumps up in the air and it acts like it's cracking in 1,000 pieces. Okay, so that is for sale. This clown right here is for sale. This is from Unit 70. Now you'll see this is another brand new animation that like jumps out. You can see that it's still wired together, the whole shebang. So that animation is for sale. Okay, this body right here on the ground is for sale. And let me see. I think that just about does it. Hold on a second. I got to be able to see myself. Sorry, I had to lift my screen. So that is all the animations that we have that are for sale. So it's a lot. So what you can do is you can make us an offer on everything. We'd be happy to sell it all to you. Or you can, if somebody makes a quick offer for everything and comes and gets it and brings, you know, cash, or you could wire me the money, doesn't matter. And you can literally have it. Otherwise, we will be selling all the individual pieces, but we do need everything removed. The good news is we are in St. Louis, and you can come and you can get these props very quickly. So get in touch with us. You can message me on Facebook. I don't really check it a ton, but you can text me as well. And you can do that. You can get my number off of blacklightattractions.com. So you can email me or text me by going to blacklightattractions.com and click contact us, and you'll see that's my phone number and my email. So I'd be happy to do that. You can also reach out to Nick Palmer, and you can reach out to him on Facebook because he is on Facebook every day. So that is everything we have for sale. It's a lot of stuff. Some of it needs some TLC. Some of it needs, you know, a lot more TLC. And some of it is like essentially brand new or, you know, very, very nice. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. So get in touch with us. Everything is now officially for sale. So reach out immediately. And we want to get this stuff out of here. And we have bought a lot of new props. Speaking of that, I wanted to talk about a couple things that I just don't know who's voting for these best booths, and I talked about this in my last video. But I've talked to a few people, and one of the things I want to talk about is I'm going to make a video about this, like all these controversies in the haunted house industry. Hey, Adam. But the issue of like for example not voting for Scarefactory because Scarefactory's had problems in the past with customers, like, look, that's well documented. Everybody knows that. And by the way, a lot of companies have had problems. Like, it hasn't been just Scarefactory. But I think that, you know, they have the biggest props, the biggest animations. I love your shoes. We're making a video selling all these props back there. Did you see them all lined up on the highway? Yeah, it's insane, right? But I just wanted to say this because some people posted and mentioned, you know, like attacking me or attacking people who say that Scarefactory had the best booth. Look, let me just be real clear about this, okay? Politics does not matter who has the best booth. Politics doesn't matter on who should or shouldn't get a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Haunted Attraction Association. What matters is results. What matters is what you physically see. So when I see Scarefactory's booth at Transworld, that's what I'm judging it by, not based on like them not shipping a product to somebody a couple years ago or something breaking 4 years ago. I am judging it strictly on what I'm seeing at the show, okay? Leaving the politics aside, I could literally hate the vendor. If they had the best product at the show, I would still say they had the best product at the show. So who had the best booth at the show? Well, it was Scarefactory. And the goofballs that voted, that put politics into the voting, or at least didn't have a criteria in which to vote for who had the best booth. There should be a criteria. Well, one part of it could be scenic, one part of it could be products, one part of it could be price, one part of it could be innovation, and one part of it could be, you know, like, did you bring something, you know, a wow, something that really will impact a person's business. There could be a lot of different factors. When you look at Scarefactory's booth, it was very scenically well done, even though they didn't build any sets behind it. They had it well lit. They had monsters all over the place. It was very enjoyable to walk through it. I think everybody would agree, whether or not they had a big haunted mansion in the back of it, it was beautiful to walk through it. You felt like you were walking on out in an outdoor pumpkin patch or something. And it was the best booth, period. Okay? My second favorite booth was Studio Effects Tech. Okay, that you could even make a case and say that was the best booth, because they had products that literally are game changers to people's haunts. It literally empowers your staff members, your actors, to do something very safely that you can't do otherwise. Or you would go to a Cirque du Soleil show and go, man, only I wish if my actors could do that. Well, Studio Tech Effect made it possible. And you know, I would have never given Studio Tech Effect a top 5 booth ranking in the past when they just brought 1 or 2 things. They brought like a gazillion things that are game changers for your haunt and for your staff. So in my opinion, they were either the best booth, but scenically, did it look cool? No, it didn't look cool scenically. You can't rate the best booth on scenic, because every haunted house does scenic stuff. You don't have to see something scenic at a haunt show. You want to see products to buy, okay? And so I have to say, to the goofballs that rate it and hand out these awards, I mean, you should be ashamed of yourself, in my opinion, because you just don't understand haunted houses, in my view. Otherwise, you wouldn't have done it that way. Because I am a haunted house owner, and I am there to buy products. And I am somebody who brought like amazing scenic booths to that show for years. Okay, I wasn't trying to sell a product. I was trying to sell like a whole attraction. So I did not have anything but for a photo op for everybody to see. So should I win best booth because I have the best scenic booth? Well, then make an award just for the best scenic booth. There you go. Okay, it's just that simple. But who had the best overall booth? It was Studio Tech Effects or it was Scarefactory. It's just that simple. If you own a haunt, there is nobody that would disagree with what I'm saying, okay? Now, you could also make an argument that Poison Props had a great booth. You could make an argument that Beastcraft had a great booth. And by the way, that one company, I'm trying to remember what their name is because I forget names, but they had the vampires with the violin being played. Oh, geez, I bought from them last year. Oh my God, their booth was disgustingly incredible. It just wasn't big enough. They didn't have enough, like enough products to be, in the top 5. But that guy is a master. I mean, he is insane. Ghost Ride had one of the top 10 booths. They had so many cool products that can help your haunted house and change, what you're doing, that it was just off the Richter scale. It was really cool, lots of cool stuff. But it was lopsided. It was just props. So I couldn't put them at the top. Because when you think about the Scarefactory animations, they were props and they were animations. And it was like, eye candy gold. I guarantee you everybody that videotaped that booth got lots and lots of views from it. I will say that one company, Never Mortis, I wasn't that impressed with all their hopping mosquitoes. I thought they were kind of silly, actually. But they had the 2 animations that were in the center And those were social media gold, those two. Like, I posted those on my social media and they got like a gazillion views. I mean, they just went off the Richter scale. Those were amazing. The electric chair from Killer Props was another one that was just social media gold. It was a fantastic version of an electric chair. Distortions would be in my top 10 best booths. It was also, not only was it scenic, they had a lot of really cool creative stuff there. It was just a fantastic booth. Who am I leaving out? There was so many, but I'm gonna make a list and I'm gonna give you my top 10, and I gotta go through the whole show. Immortal Mass. That was crazy, all the stuff they had there. CFX booth was really good as well. There were so many good ones, and then there were so many little gems, you know, like cool little props. But who had the best booth should be based on not just scenic, it should be products, it should be innovation, it should be a whole lot of things. Affordability, you know, that you can actually afford to buy it. There's a lot of things. If we're just strictly going by scenic, the best scenic booth there, hands down, was the 13th floor booth, or Mirror Maze, and they were actually selling them. But that was the best scenic booth. Probably the second best scenic booth was, well, the interior of the one, I can't remember what they're called, Haunted Supplies or something. I didn't go through it. I saw a video. It looks really nice. It looks like exactly like, you know, they copied tooth for tooth, nail for nail, the Blair Witch Project escape room. I mean, that's what it looked like, and it was done very well, and it looked really nice. I thought the facade looked a little silly, so I would knock them down because the facade wasn't the greatest, but the interior looked fantastic. And then the little spider booth, scenically, it was hands down one of the best scenic booths. But if we can even go further than that, the Brutal Rust, even though they keep bringing the same booth every year, scenically, it's beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic, that Brutal Rust booth. There was a lot of booths that were really creative and scenic, you know, and there was pros and cons, okay, to all of them, but they all did a fantastic job. You know, obviously the Haunted Supplies or whatever to walk through their booth was probably one of the highlights, because it was like walking through a haunted house. It was great. So it was just, there's pros and cons to all of them, but scenically the best one was 13th Gate, or 13th floor, and then the best one overall was Scarefactory or Studio Tech Effects. Okay, so anyway, get in touch with us and we will see you soon, and we want to start selling these props, right? Now, how do they reach you, Nick, in case they can't reach me?
Just see me on Facebook. I'll post something in the forum, on the Hauntworld forum. Nick Palmer, NIC, no K.
All right, so there you go. Reach out to us ASAP so we can get you all these props.